Hey guys, this is Bryan Sudfield, and before we get into the actual episode, I just wanted to say that Amanda is unable to be a part of this episode, and luckily she was supposed to send a message before we record the episode, but she was unable to, so I'm going to read off the message that she sent me after recording, so luckily I was able to put this as I was ending the episode, so yeah, I'm going to read this message from her. Hey everyone, I'm sorry I'm not available right now to record this episode with Bryan, but I'm currently filming on Knott's Island in Virginia Beach for the upcoming feature film Eyes of the Roshi. So far it's a blast, as I am sure this episode will be, since Chase Lee and Bryan Sudfield have joined forces once again. While I know that they miss me terribly, they also think I'm badass and have a better job than them right now. Ouch. Have fun guys, I'll be back soon. Oh, and for the record, my favorite Denzel film is The Hurricane. Love you, bye. So yeah, that's what she said, and let's get into this episode. But really, better jobs than me and Chase. That's a little too cruel, Amanda, but you know I still love you. So yeah, let's get into this episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Film Sub Podcast. I'm your host Bryan Sudfield, and Amanda cannot be here this week. Unfortunately, she's currently in Virginia Beach filming a project, and good for her. I'm happy for her. Yay, Amanda. She'll be back on the.
That was really sarcastic.
Damn it, Chase. Interrupting me during my monologue. God. Okay, so Amanda's replacement for this week is Chase Lee. He was on our Tom Hanks episode, and he's gonna be the guest co-host. So Chase, welcome, and go ahead and say your stuff and whatever.
I mean, Brian's like really infuriated with me because I don't know who Denzel Washington is, and I told him I would just say stuff. Okay, how's it going, guys? I'm Chase Lee. You can just Google my name, you'll find stuff. There you go.
Yeah, so like he said, this episode is on Denzel Washington. Denzel, as I would call him, or someone in my school calls him D. Washington. No joke.
D. Washington. That sounds like a really cool DJ name. D. Washington. Here we go.
D. Washington in the town, bro.
Welcome to 102.9 with D. Washington.
95.7 FM. And also, guys, if I cough a lot during this episode, I apologize. I am currently going through a cough thing right now, so yeah. And also, Memorial Day is on Monday. Dedicate this episode to all the soldiers out fighting for us right now, and all those who passed away fighting for us. God bless all of you, and we hope you guys enjoy your Memorial Day with your family, friends, colleagues, whatever. So let's get into the episode. Denzel Washington is a two-time Oscar winner. I believe he was nominated 5 or 6 times. He's definitely one of the best actors. Even if the movie's crap, he's always good. He's proven himself in like everything he could do: comedy, drama, action, adventure. Denzel in the musical would be pretty cool. I think he was supposed to be Ray, like he was in talks to play Ray Charles, but that would have been cool.
That makes sense. He kind of looks like him, and he probably could have done a good enough job, just like Jamie Foxx did. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and supposedly he was gonna make like some cameo role in Furious 7, but he didn't really want to do it because he felt like he wouldn't have fit in that movie, which is totally understandable. But
I don't think he would have either.
So I agree. I mean, it would have been cool to see him, but yeah, he wouldn't have fit in the role. Okay, so let's get into his films. The first film listed, I'm skipping like 2 films to where he has like a tiny role in it, so I'm not gonna talk about those films. The first film is A Soldier's Story, came out in 1984. I never saw this movie, and he's not actually the main character in the movie. I don't know what this movie is. Oh yeah, Chase, you gotta do your thing where you read off the plot synopsis and everything, like you did last time with Tom Hanks. So,
okay. Well,
yeah.
I've never heard of this one either, but when you look at the cover photo for this, which is the DVD slipcase, it says from the director of The Hurricane, which was also good old D. Washington. This one's really strange because, like, you and I both agree. When you look at a poster, like an image, it's supposed to kind of like capture what your movie's about, right?
Yeah.
This one is just very Denzel is in a military uniform, staring at the audience, and he's like, it looks like the dining room set of Titanic, and the sun's like shining through right before like it sinks. I don't know. It's just really strange. It just looks very generic and strange, I guess. And ooh, wow, you guys hear the thunder? Holy shit. Um, Anyways, yeah, it doesn't really look. I mean, look at the title, look at the poster. It just looks generic, and it's an African American officer investigates a murder in a radically charged situation in World War II. Now, listen, when you read that synopsis, it looks pretty. It sounds pretty good. But when you look at the poster, or the DVD cover, where it doesn't really intrigue me. I mean, what do you think about the plot synopsis?
It sounds cool. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture. It says at the
Oh
Oscars
wow.
and
Okay,
supporting actor.
so I guess it was pretty good.
Yeah, I guess. Next movie is Power, directed by Sidney Lumet. Stars Richard Gere, Julie Christie, Gene Hackman, and Denzel, and yeah, I never saw this movie. Sidney Lumet is a cool filmmaker.
Yeah.
So I guess it's good. I guess I don't know. The poster looks like the poster for Rocky, where it's all a lot of words and there's like a black background. It looks like that in my opinion.
I don't know. The tagline for the poster seems pretty awesome. Like it kind of reels you in. It's like more seductive than sex, more addictive than any drug, more precious than gold, and one man can get it for you for a price, and it just says power. And then I mean that's like the above the title, and the tagline is nothing else comes close. I mean it's a very, I mean all this is a black and white poster and stuff, but the synopsis reads. Okay. Pete St. John is a powerful and successful political consultant with clients spread around the country. With his longtime friend and client, Ohio Senator Sam Hastings, decides to quit politics, he's rapidly drafted to help with the campaign of the man destined to succeed him, unknown and mysterious businessman Jerome Cade, which sounds like a 70s black porn star. In parallel and unaware of the potential dangers, he proceeds to unravel the mystery surrounding Hastings dropping out with the aid of his ex-wife, a prominent Washington-based journalist, but interests more powerful than a local arm wrestling are at stake, and things start going awry. It sounds like a really cool like political thriller. You know, like if a West Wing or a House of Cards, if you will. So, I mean, that's what it kind of sounds like. I mean, I've never heard of it until now. So.
I do like Sidney Lumet, like I said. I mean, Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
And I think he directed. What else did he direct? Oh, yeah, he directed 12 Angry Men. That's right. And Network. So.
He's done like some of the best movies of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. The next movie is Cry Freedom, directed by Richard Attenborough, and it co-stars Kevin Kline and Penelope Wilton. I did not see this movie either. It did receive a few Oscar nominations: Best Supporting Actor, Best Original Score, and Best Original Song. It won a lot of British awards because Richard Attenborough was a Brit, and usually they give a lot of awards to Brits. It sounds like a cool movie. I mean, I don't really like Gandhi that much, so I mean.
But it's still critically and commercially acclaimed, you know. So I mean, it's got some weight to it, and I mean, the poster looks pretty cool. It's really gritty. It looks like it was run through like a rust machine, and there's like a bunch of rust all over it, so it looks kind of cool. Here's the plot synopsis. South African journalist Donald Woods is forced to flee the country after attempting to investigate the death in custody of his friend, the black activist Steve Bitko. So it's really, man, he's in a lot of like activist movies. Like that's Denzel's thing, man. It's all about like activism and stuff. I think it's cool. He's like the face the face of that type of like film genre. Like so anytime like someone wants to make like an activist movie or like Black Power, they go to D. Washington. Like he's the guy. So I mean, because we're about to get to one of his movies where he played a prominent figure in that whole movement. So he is the dude. But yeah, I haven't really heard of this one either.
Yeah. Next movie for Queen and Country. I love that title, For Queen and Country. I love that title. That title's so cool. I actually haven't seen this movie. It's a British American 1988 crime drama film starring Denzel as Reuben James, a black British former paratrooper who joined the British Army to escape the poverty of inner city London. And he fights in the Falklands War. It received mixed reviews and was a box office flop. I haven't seen it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like a flop. Like when you look at the DVD cover, like all it is baby Denzel Washington's face with a gun, having sex with his cheek. Like the gun's like literally touching it, and like it just looks awkward, like awkwardly photoshopped. And, uh, like the friggin' synopsis is the most generic. Like a retired British soldier struggles to adjust to everyday life with increasing difficulty. Woo-hoo-hoo, that sounds intriguing. No, it doesn't. But yeah, it's got like a 5.7 on IMDb. Came out several months before I was born, so yeah, sure. It looks like something that would go straight to DVD. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's go to the next movie. The next movie is The Mighty Quinn, 1989. He plays a cop in this movie, and the poster is like so weird. It looks like he's on an island, and there's some weird random dude behind him. I don't know, and yeah, I never saw this either. I haven't seen many of his early films before the next film that we'll talk about. So yeah.
This is funny because, like, when you look at the poster, it looks like a reject idea of Weekend at Bernie's. Like, look at Denzel's face in the poster. He's got, like, this smug smile on. It's like, is this supposed to be a comedy? But then when you look at the genres listed as, like, action, crime, drama, no, it looks weird. He's just like, hey, buddy, I stole something. I don't know, he's hiding something. Like, what a douche. Yeah, he plays an officer, becomes associated with the murder, following a briefcase. Boy, sounds really inventive. It's based on a novel. Didn't know that. And this is cool. The director is Carl Schenkel. It sounds like he was made fun of a lot, and I really sympathize with him. So, and you're probably wondering, did people make fun of my name? Well, I don't know if Bryan knows this. I don't know if I told him this story, but real quick, since my last name is Lee, my mom wanted to have my first name as Brock, so it would have been broccoli, and I probably would have been having a bunch of vegetable puns throughout my whole childhood. So I'm glad my mom did not name me that. So, you know what, Carl Schenkel, I commend you for going through life with that name, because it sounds like a deli sandwich at like a Jewish deli. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, Bryan, go ahead.
The next movie is Glory. Finally, some film that we all have seen. Directed by Edward Zwick, starring Matthew Broderick, Carrie Ells. I believe there's some other person. Not Morgan Freeman. Oh, Morgan Freeman, but there's some other person who just like started his career in this movie. I forgot who it was. Andre Braugher. There we go, Andre Braugher. He plays Trip in this movie, and it takes place during the Civil War. Glory is a truly fantastic movie. Denzel won the Oscar for it, Best Supporting Actor, and this was coming off the TV show he did for 7 years called Saint Elsewhere. And I can't believe I forgot to mention that he was on a TV show for like 8 years before he did movies. And the year the show ended, he was in Glory. So, good for him. Glory's a great movie. Definitely one of my favorite war movies. Denzel is amazing. I mean, especially the whip scene. Like, he doesn't like say anything. He's just still, and then the one tear comes down the eye. It's just, it's so heartbreaking. He's really great in this movie. Morgan Freeman's, of course, great in this movie, and Matthew Broderick too. People were like, he wasn't that great in the movie. I thought he did a really good job in this movie, doing something different from his like Ferris Bueller roles and War Games and all that stuff. I thought he did a really good job in the movie. The movie's really good. It's a long movie, but it's really good. Especially if you're a war buff, you gotta watch Glory. It's truly one of the best war movies I've ever seen, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing it when I was in high school. I believe this was one of the ones we watched in, it was either English or U.S. history.
Yeah, I watched in U.S. history.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just one of those movies that's like it's prime for like a classroom, like to kind of understand what the Civil War was about with all the prejudice and stuff, and having black people in like the army, like fighting, like that was huge. So it's like It's a very good war movie, like you said. It's really funny. The poster, Morgan Freeman. Oh dear God, this movie was in '89, and the man has not aged. Like his face has stayed the same. He just has more freckles. Matthew Broderick. Oh my God, he's got this pedo mustache on, and it looks like he took some Elmer's glue from like a child's classroom, and then glued on like some of his pubic hair or something. It looks gross. Like I don't know what this is, but it's terrible makeup. And of course, Denzel looks badass, but Matthew Broderick, he will always be known as the fish guy. That's a lot of fish. Thank you, Matthew Broderick in Godzilla. It is a lot of fish. Thank you. That's a lot of fish. God, what a dumb line.
Why would you bring that up?
It's such a funny line. That's a lot of fish.
No, you gotta bring up Ferris Bueller. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop looking around, why are you gonna miss it? But the Godzilla line is so freaking funny. So stupid.
Real quick, this will take like 5 seconds. I was at a movie place, and I swear to everything, not joking, they had both Godzillas on Blu-ray. They had the Matthew Broderick one, and they had the one from last year. The one from last year, the price was $9.99. The one from '98 was $13.
What?
So you're telling me the Matthew Broderick one was worth more than the one last year? That's a bunch of bullshit.
That's crazy.
Because apparently, Brian, with lines like "that's a lot of fish," like apparently that's worth more than a pretty good Godzilla movie. So, anyways, continuing on.
It's probably more because Matthew Broderick was originally supposed to be Walter White. Do you know that? He was originally supposed to be Walter White, so maybe that's why.
You know what's really cool is I actually could see him doing that. I could actually see him doing that role.
Yeah, so, but he probably wouldn't have done as good as Cranston did. So.
Well, of course, but I'm like, if Cranston didn't work out, I would actually give Broderick a shot. I'm sure he would have surprised all of us.
Yeah, and also he would have looked weird with a bald head, personally.
Oh yeah, he would have.
He would have looked extremely weird. The next movie in Denzel's filmography is Heart Condition with him and the late Bob Hoskins. I remember hearing. I never heard this movie until I believe the Schmoes mentioned it on their Best and Worst of Denzel, and it sounds so weird because Bob Hoskins is a tough cop, and then Denzel's like a dead lawyer. It's like a weird movie. I never saw this movie, so I can't comment on it, but it sounds really, really dumb, and it has a largely negative reception, scoring a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. The box office total for the film was $4,134,992.
Oh my God. Well, I guess with the 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, I guess it did have a heart condition and had a heart attack. Guys, I write comedy, and I'm killing it right now. No, honestly, it was terrible. But no, like if you look at the DVD cover, it reminds me of like a late 1980s like buddy cop comedy. It looks like the movie that was made after Lethal Weapon was popular, and Bob Hoskins is like leaning up towards Denzel like with a cigarette in his mouth, so it looks like he's about to eat it. And then we have Denzel Washington laying on the brick wall, like he's staring off in the distance, like smiling, and it's like it looks like he just like let off a huge like fart, and then Bob Hoskins is about to get hit with it, and he doesn't know. So it looks awful. There's a reason why it has a 0%. I don't even want to watch it, but like it looks terrible. So and oh my God, and that was the year I was born. That great, thank you, Denzel. Thank you. This actually came out. Cool fact: February 2nd, 1990, which was 3 weeks after I was born. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you brought up the Godzilla movie, that came out like literally like 2 months after I was born. It came out like in, I think, May of 1998. Like it's just...
That's crazy. I was 8 years old, man. I don't think I saw the Godzilla movie in theaters.
Yeah, it came out on May 20th, 1998. 2 months and 8 days after I was born.
Dear Lord. Hey, I would rather take the Godzilla movie than the stupid heart condition movie. So, no. I think you got the better end of the stick.
Let's go to the next movie. The next movie is Mo Better Blues.
Mo Better Blues.
Spike Lee directed this, as it's labeled as a Spike Lee joint. Spike Lee does star in the movie with Denzel, Wesley Snipes, and Giancarlo Esposito, aka Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad, and John Turturro. I'm currently trying to watch as many Spike Lee movies as I can. This is one I do want to watch. I haven't watched it yet, and they work together 4 times. This is the first time they worked together. Then they worked 3 other times together. So they have a good relationship, Denzel and Spike. So Denzel Spike.
Think. Yeah. No, it's jazz trumpeter Bleak Gilliam makes questionable decisions in his professional romantic life. So, I don't think I've seen this one. What's really sad is like I got introduced to Spike Lee with like newer stuff he did, and I realized his older stuff is better. And I recently just watched the Old Boy remake, Kill Me Now. So, no, it looks cool. I like the DVD cover. It's like if a Saved by the Bell threw up on a DVD cover. That's what you would get. Like it looks cool. Yeah, I'll check it out eventually.
Yeah. Next movie, Mississippi Masala. I love that. Mississippi Masala. Romantic drama directed by Mia Nair. And the screenplay directed by Suni Chapakafrala.
Bryan is having a stroke right now.
It's like so... Suni Terra Por Ivala?
I would say it's Terra Por Ivala. Terra Por Ivala?
There we go.
I'm probably mispronouncing that, but excuse me, that's not the biggest offender at hand is your terrible pronunciation. It's the fucking DVD cover. Look at this. Look how badly photoshopped Denzel is, like holding this woman's waist. Like it looks weird. It looks like he's about to steal something from a bank. Like look at his face. Look at his smug, smiley face. I don't understand. What's with these bad posters of his movies? I don't understand life right now. It's about an Indian family is expelled from Uganda when Idi Amin takes power. I probably mispronounced that and sound like an extreme white person. They move to Mississippi and time passes. The Indian daughter falls in love with the black man and their respective families. So it's the whole, like, guess who's coming to dinner type thing. So it's probably more serious than that. But, yeah, it doesn't really appeal to me. So if this, like, were to come up and someone, like, sat me down, there's like, you need to watch this or you're going to die. Folks, I guess I'm dying. So it doesn't look interesting. It looks like one of those feel-good movies, I guess. So...
Yeah, let's go to the next movie. The next movie, Ricochet, with John Lithgow, Kevin Pollak, and Ice-T. That was a terrible Ice-T impression. So
I don't know what that was. It was almost like you were trying to spit.
That is how he talks out. He's like, Ice-T, my name is Ice-T. Like that really is how he talks. So like when you watch a lot of Law and Order, you would know how much how he talks, and that's how he generally talks. He's like, yo, what's this case at? Where's this girl at, yo? Yo, I have a gun, so I'm a cop, yo.
Hey, I believe it. I'm not going to argue with you. It sounds like that you would say. No, this one, an attorney is terrorized by a criminal he put away for years ago when he was a cop. Seriously, all these, like, older movies, when he's playing cops, Denzel, it sounds like, as soon as Lethal Weapon came out, it's almost like they had this, like, hat filled with, like, terrible other ideas they could have used for, like, plots, and so that's what they used. And to make these movies, it just no. No. I'm sorry.
Well, I never saw this movie, but I do like movies like this. So I mean, like,
yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with cheesy fun, but it's just like before we get to all of this better known stuff, all the stuff that he did previously before he got really famous, it's like the same cop stuff, you know. So it's kind of interesting. Like that's how he got typecast.
Yeah, like, that's exactly the point. Like, I agree with your statement. Like, he's always getting typecast for all these roles and stuff. Like, it's just, Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not a bad movie, but whatever. Next movie, Malcolm X. Spike Lee and Denzel, once again. Listen. There's nothing to say. I mean, first of all, it's a really long movie. It's exactly 200 minutes long. The same time as The Wolf of Wall Street. This movie's really, really good. I don't love it like a lot of people do, but I understand all the love for the movie. Like, he's incredible in the movie. This is my favorite Spike Lee film. I have to think about that, but I still think this is a great movie. Like, truly excellent movie. And, yeah, there's not much to say. Denzel plays Malcolm X very well, and, yeah, that's it.
From, like, what I gathered, like, when I watched it a while ago and recently watching Selma, it's kind of got the same vibe to it, which is good. I like those type. I like leader type movies where like they focus on a person and really dive into like what they did and kind of dive into their life a little bit and kind of their home life and stuff, and make them show them as a person, like a human being that did something pretty miraculous. Because that's all we see them as miraculous, like gods or whatever. And it's like they're humans just like everyone else. And I think I mean, you're right. This is a very, very long movie. You have to be like in the mood to watch Malcolm X. But from what I remember, it was pretty damn good. So that's all I can say. And the DVD cover, as you guys can tell, there's a huge fucking X on it. There's really no surprise. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, well, actually, my favorite Spike Lee film, I just realized this is Do the Right Thing. That's my favorite Spike Lee film. That's hands down my favorite Spike Lee film. I mean, do you know your favorite or no?
I'd have to watch more because as of right now, it's like the later stuff that he's done, and I got that bad taste of Old Boy in my mouth, which is gross. So I gotta like watch it out.
I mean, I didn't hate that movie, but I like Josh Brolin in it. I liked him in it.
It was pretty lame compared to the Korean version for sure.
I mean, I didn't see the Korean version. I mean, I didn't hate this Old Boy remake. I understand people who didn't love it that much, but I mean,
well, like I didn't really necessarily hate it. Like it's like a piece of shit, atrocious garbage face, but like it was just bland. There was really nothing to it. There was no investment. It was just kind of like, oh, boom, there it is. So
that's probably why it was a box office bomb. Like it didn't do so well at the box office. So
yeah, it was.
Yeah. Let's go to the next movie. The next movie is Much Ado About Nothing. Directed by Kenneth Branagh, and it stars him, Robert Sean Leonard, Emma Thompson, Michael Keane, who should have won the Oscar. I'll keep on saying every time we bring up Michael Keane, I'm gonna say he should have won the Oscar, and Keanu Reeves. I'm not really a Shakespeare movie guy. I personally don't. If you guys remember, I was not really a diehard fan of like Romeo and Juliet. With DiCaprio, I'm just not really into Shakespeare movies. I mean, they're all well done and stuff by Kenneth Branagh, but this isn't really one that I care for. The only version of this movie, this story that I saw was Joss Whedon's version, where he filmed it at his house for like 10 days, which was pretty cool. Joss Whedon directed a Shakespeare movie, was pretty freaking awesome, actually. I don't know how well this film is done. It says generally positive reviews, so it must be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what you said. Kenneth Branagh is like the king of Shakespeare movies, and I mean, there's no denying. Like they're simple stories, but they're well told from Kenneth's eyes. It's got luscious, production design, very beautiful costumes. So it's a very visually pleasing and emotionally driven film, just like every other Shakespeare movie out there. So for what it is, it's fine. What I found really funny was the poster at the bottom. You know how like usually it has like the stars' names and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's really funny. It says like this is word for word. I'm not making this up. It says starring Kenneth Branagh, Emma Thompson, and a top international cast. What the fuck does that mean? So you're telling me that it's got a top international cast? Well, cool. Who's in the top international cast? Like it's just super vague. It's like, is that what people were really drawn by in 1993? It's like, ooh, a top international cast. Oh, I gotta see that. But no, I keep forgetting that Keanu Reeves was in this. God, I love that man. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. I love that line.
Oh, at first I thought you said that's what Denzel said. I'm like, what? Denzel never said that. Keanu Reeves said that.
I can do a pretty good Keanu. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Say his line from Point Break. Say I'm an FBI agent.
Oh shit.
If you can. I am an FBI agent.
That's younger Keanu Reeves. I can do older. I can do 50-year-old Keanu Reeves because he's kind of got that growl in his voice now.
Yeah.
So like take Neo from Matrix and like kind of like add some rocks to it, and it's like. So I can do it a lot better now.
That's funny.
That'd be really funny to do a video on take all of Keanu's roles and make him sound like John Wick. So like if someone redubbed Bill and Ted and made it sound like a really like brooding like
Oh my god,
That'd
I
be
could
fucking
totally
hilarious.
see someone do it. I could totally see someone doing that. I would love it if someone did that. Oh god, they need to
So,
do a film together. Denzel and Keanu, like they gotta do an actual film together where they're like the two leads and stuff. I would
oh
love to
no.
see that. I would love that. The next movie is The Pelican Brief with him and Julia Roberts. I don't care for a movie like this. Crime movies are great and everything, but this is one that doesn't really interest me. Yeah.
I mean, it's a law student uncovers a conspiracy, putting herself and others in danger. It seems pretty basic, and it's based off the book from John Grisham, and he's known for making those like kind of court dramas and stuff. So it's like, it is what it is. Like it's a very niche audience that loves those type of books. I'm not one of them. I'm kind of like you, and you know, all the poster is Julia Roberts looking at computers, so probably some porn, and then Denzel's like over her shoulder, like looking at the computer, probably looking at the porn as well, and all it says is like the Pelican Brief, like in words all over the poster. So there you go, conspiracy, conspiracy, it's everywhere.
Let's go to the next movie. The next movie is, and I actually got a sound for this movie. I don't have many sounds for this episode, so yeah.
Trust me, I know that they are looking at me and thinking about it. So let's just get it out in the open. Let's get it out of the closet. Because this case is not just about AIDS, is it? So let's talk about what this case is really all about. The general public's hatred, our loathing, our fear of homosexuals.
That quote is from Philadelphia. Philadelphia, we talked about this on our Tom Hanks episode, which ironically Chase was on, so that's pretty cool. The film was directed by Jonathan Demme, or Demme, or whatever. I don't care how you pronounce it. Tom Hanks did win the Oscar for it. We brought that up. Denzel was great in the movie too, but it was Tom Hanks' movie. I watched this movie again for this episode, and oh my god, it's one of those only movies I cry to. Like, the end, it just makes me bawl my eyes out. I mean, holy crap. Denzel is truly great, and his back and forth with Tom Hanks is incredible. Like, those two need to work together again. Like, so freaking good together. Such a good movie. Not as good as, like, Silence of the Lambs, but this is still a pretty damn good movie. Like, it's really, really good.
Yeah, no, it's because the whole like AIDS thing. I mean, that was a huge thing in the '80s, and it's crazy that when you watch this movie and how Tom Hanks is treated and stuff when he's pretty much neglected and like he's being judged, like it still applies to this day, and it's insane. Like it can carry 30 years later. It's like it's 2015, folks. Like why are we still like this? But I mean, yeah, you're right. It's a powerful movie. Denzel, good supporting role. There's really nothing. I can't make fun of this movie, Brian. It's too damn good. So, no, this is definitely one of the Denzel winners.
Yeah, I agree. The next movie is Crimson Tide, which is directed by his longtime collaborator Tony Scott. The film co-stars Keanu Reeves. Not Keanu Reeves. What the hell is going on? I just said Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Hey, thank you, Brian. Like every time you mention Keanu, I'm gonna say that line.
Alright, cool. I meant to say Gene Hackman. Excuse me. Supposedly Quentin Tarantino was an uncredited writer for this movie. I love Tony Scott. Rest in peace. He was one of my favorite filmmakers. I have not seen this movie. This is definitely one of the Tony Scott films that I would really, really, really like to see, but it's just labeled as a 1995 American submarine film.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. On a U.S. nuclear missile sub, a young first officer stages a mutiny to prevent his trigger-happy captain from launching his missiles before confirming his orders to do so. So it sounds like a really cool, like, military thriller underwater. So, yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't think I've seen this one. But Denzel and Gene Hackman, they're a pretty good duo. So I'm all over that. And plus, Tony Scott, yeah, he's the man. He's equally as good as his brother. So yeah, I'll have to check it out.
The next movie is Virtuosity with him and Russell Crowe, who will later team up in probably one of the best Denzel movies ever. This movie is so freaking dumb. It's so weird. I mean, if you look at the poster, under the headline, Denzel Washington, it says, Justice needs a new program. Virtuosity, 8495. Like, okay. It's a really dumb movie. It could have been something cool, but it just wasn't done right in my opinion. Yeah, that's it. The end.
It looks like one of those movies when the film industry was like coming, as a whole, back in like the 1910s and the early 1900s. I can imagine someone pitching this one as like one of the first sci-fi movies ever made. Like it looks like that. You're right. When you read the synopsis, like it doesn't sound. A virtual reality serial killer manages to escape into the real world. Cool. Cool beans, man. Thank you.
Let's go to the next movie then. The next movie is Devil in the Blue Dress. No joke, that's the name of the movie. Devil in the Blue Dress. It's a neo-noir mystery film directed by Carl Franklin and photographed by Todd Fujimoto. No joke, that's his name. The film co-stars Tom Sizemore and Don Cheadle. Takes place in 1948 Los Angeles. I have not seen this movie. I'm looking at the reviews, and it has... Roger Ebert was kind of mixed on the movie, but it has an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it says many people praise Don Cheadle's performance. So,
wow.
That's cool. Don Cheadle's great. So,
yeah. No, the DVD cover looks awful. Like, it's all this Denzel with like a gold tint on him, but then like I just don't think the whole blue outlining of the words work at all. Like it just looks awful. It looks like one of those ransom notes that someone placed on a terrible Photoshop photo. But this one reads: an Afro-American man is hired to find a woman and gets mixed up in a murderous political scandal. What the fuck is up with him and political scandals and cops and stuff? Like, we're seeing a trend here, folks. It's not getting any easier, or it's not going to change. Like, he's going to be in the same stuff. So, yeah, I've never heard of this one. So, you know what? If it pops up on Netflix and I'm drunk or something, sure.
Okay. The next movie is Courage Under Fire, starring... Oh, well, first of all, it's directed by Edward Swick, who directed Glory. Stars Denzel, Meg Ryan, Lou Diamond Phillips, Seth Gilliam, and the one and only... yeah, Matt Damon. Supposedly, the only reason why I know of this movie is that Matt Damon got, like, really incredibly skinny in this movie. Like, he was... Oh my god, he was so incredibly, like, blah! So scary in this movie. And supposedly, I believe this is why, Spielberg decided to, cast, him in Private Ryan. And then, yeah, that's what I heard. I actually never saw this movie. So... I can't comment on it.
Yeah, no, I've never seen either. So the trend is he's either a cop, or it's like a cop film, a political scandal, or it's a military film. So that's the trend so far. It's a U.S. Army officer despondent about a deadly mistake he made, investigates a female chopper commander's worthiness for the Medal of Honor. You know what's really weird is like Denzel looks cool on the cover. Like, he's got his uniform on. It looks pretty cool. But then Meg Ryan's on the poster. It doesn't even look like she fits in this type of movie. I've never seen it, so I don't know what her acting is in this, but no, I'm not buying it, Meg Ryan. Go back and cheat on your husband again. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next movie then. Next movie, The Preacher's Wife, directed by Penny Marshall, starring him and Whitney Houston. I don't care.
the fucking DVD cover. Okay, listen. If anyone out there is listening that worked on Denzel Washington DVD covers, why on earth do you gotta make him look creepy? Like, as if he just, like, stole some candy, like, from a playground somewhere. Like, he's got, like, this smug smile, and he's ready to go steal something. What are you doing? Like, you're making him look weird. And, like, once again, he's photoshopped terribly with his hands around the waist of a woman. It just... Why? Why are you making this man awkward? So, I never have seen this. It's a good-natured Reverend Henry Biggs. I'm gonna look down here, and that's not him. Whoops. Finds that his marriage to choir mistress Julia is flagging due to his constant absence caring for the deprived neighborhood they live in. On top of all this, his church is coming under threat of property developer Joe Hamilton. In desperation, Reverend Biggs prays to God for help, and helps arrive in the form of an angel named Dudley the Angel. However, Dudley's arrival seems to cause even more trouble. That sounds fucking weird, and boy, they must have been on some LSD while making this. It says it's based on a novel. Okay. No, thank you. All right.
Next movie, Fallen. Free Fallen. No, I wish it was called Free Fallen so I could sing Free Fallen.
Sorry.
It's that's all right. The film co-stars John Goodman and Donald Sutherland. I never saw this movie either. There's so many freaking Denzel movies I haven't seen. It did come out in 1998. Came out 2 months before I was born, so that's cool. I do like the poster. I like the artsy style of the poster. I don't know if it's different for you on IMDb, so.
Yeah, no, it looks the same. Like it's really funny because when you look at it at first glance, it's kind of got that Seven vibe. It looks exactly like a Seven movie. This one, homicide detective John Hobbs, which is funny because every time when I hear Hobbs now, all I think of is Dwayne Johnson ripping a fucking cast off his arm.
Woman, I am the cavalry.
Exactly. John Hobbs witnesses the execution of serial killer Edgar Reese. Soon after the execution, the killings start again, and they're very similar to Reese's style. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, I remember I probably caught glimpses of this like on TNT randomly, like at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday at one point, because I remember seeing bits of this. So I don't remember much, but like it looks kind of cool. It looks like even if you don't like it, it looks like one of those like really cool crime thrillers that just will kind of keep the mystery and suspense alive while you're watching it. And the director, his name is Gregory Hoblit. Hoblit sounds like a baby hobbit, a hoblet. So Gregory Hoblit, like that's actually a really cool last name. So I'm kind of jealous on that one.
Gregory Hoblit.
Gregory Hoblit.
Little Hoblet.
Give me your hoblet to feast. Wait, what? Whoa! We're not eating little hoblets, okay? Go back home, you psycho.
Next movie is He Got Game. He got game! He got game, son! He got game, son! Okay.
God, he's got a fucking afro in there.
Yeah, and he's like praying like he's like this. Like he's so...
Yeah.
The film is directed by Spike Lee, so that's pretty cool. The film is directed by Spike Lee once again. It co-stars Mila Jovovich and Ray Allen. Well, I remember first hearing about this movie and I heard Ray Allen was in it. I'm like, Ray Allen, the basketball player? Really? Ray Allen? Spike Lee? What were you thinking putting him in? Then I saw the movie and I'm like, oh, this guy's a good actor. He should keep doing it. He's only done like one other movie, and that's it. No, Ray Allen was so freaking good in this movie. Denzel was great in the movie, of course, and Mila Jovovich was surprisingly not that bad. When she did movies like this, she was really good. Fuck Resident Evil. Fuck that piece of shit.
When she's not being directed by her husband, she's an okay actress.
Yes.
Let's see. I was looking at the cast list, and Rosario Dawson's in it.
Nice.
She's my bae. Like, dear God. She is not only is she gorgeous, but like the first time I was ever introduced to her, I think it was it Death Proof? Like it was one of her badass roles, and I was like,
Sin City. Was it Sin City?
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. It was Sin City. Yeah, no, she's great. Let's see. A basketball player's father must try to convince him to go to a college so he can get to a shorter sentence. It sounds like one of those like, very drama, heavily thematic movies from a Spike Lee joint, so it sounds like a Spike Lee movie from all the newer stuff I've seen from him. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, the next movie, The Siege, another Edward Sweek film. Swick, whatever. Co-stars Bruce Willis, Annette Bening, Tony Shalhoub, and that's it. Good cast.
See, and once again, here's the theme. This is okay. The secret U.S. abduction of a suspected terrorist leads to a wave of terrorist attacks in New York that can lead to the declaration of martial law. So once again, this is a political thing. So I'm telling you, like, look at the trend, guys. There's a hidden message inside all of these. Listen, Denzel's a part of the Illuminati. We just cracked it. So Yeah, I've not seen this one, so can't really comment. But it looks like good old action movie from the '90s.
It sounds pretty cool. So I mean, yeah. It says Bruce Willis won the Razzie Award for Worst Actor for his performances in this, Armageddon, and Mercury Rising. How dare you bash Armageddon? Armageddon is fucking great.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. A three-time Razzie nomination in the same year. That's pretty incredible.
The next movie, The Bone Collector, with him and Angelina Jolie and Queen Latifah and Michael Rooker and Ed O'Neill. I saw this movie one time on TV. I flipped, it was on, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'll watch it, whatever. I was bored, so I had nothing else to do, and it was okay. It was okay. Denzel was, I don't remember. I think Denzel was paralyzed. Yeah, I could have sworn he was like paralyzed or injured or something, and Angelina Jolie is like a patrol cop or whatever. So I mean, it was a good movie, I guess. I don't really remember it that much, so it's an interesting movie, but it's not something I could rewatch again. So
yeah, it says he was a quadriplegic, ex-homicide detective tracking down a serial killer. This is fucking Fallen all over again. So okay, so what do we got so far? Cop, war, political stuff, or a detective. So, yikes.
Oh, the next movie's really good. The Hurricane's our next movie. People say he should have won the Oscar for this. I don't quite remember who won the Oscar that year, so I'll check that when you give your thoughts on this movie. I really like this movie a lot. It was actually filmed in my state of New Jersey. Like, the prison that he went to is literally like 10 minutes away from my place. Like, it's really like 10 minutes away, so it's pretty cool that a film with Denzel Washington was filmed in my county. That's like the greatest thing ever. Denzel was here in my county like 15 years ago. That's the coolest thing ever. So it's a really interesting story. It's based on the story of Reuben Hurricane Carter, a man who's accused of a homicide, and really an interesting story. Very fascinating story. The guy actually just passed away about a year ago, so it's a great movie. Really, really good movie. I don't know if he should have won the Oscar for it, but I'll see who won that year. And Chase, you can give your thoughts on this movie.
I mean, I'm kind of a huge sucker for like sports movies, like people that were actually like athletes in real life based on them. And I like boxing movies a lot. So yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember liking it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. I haven't seen it in a while, but I'm a huge sucker for boxer films for sure. Oh, it's got Liev Schreiber in it.
Yeah, he's cool. Kevin Spacey won the Oscar that year, so that's an exception because Kevin Spacey deserved that Oscar for American Beauty.
Yeah, I agree.
Next movie is another sound. I have another sound for this movie, so yep. Just let me get that sound ready, and yeah. Okay, guys. The next movie is.
Let me tell you something. You don't let nothing come between us. Nothing tears us apart. Greek mythology, the Titans were greater even than the gods. They ruled their universe with absolute power. Well, that football field out there tonight, that's our universe. Let's rule it like Titans.
So fucking inspirational. Remember the Titans, our next movie. Disney sports movie. That's what most people know this movie for. This movie has a lot of people in the movie, like, other than Denzel. I mean, there's a lot of actors that started out their careers in this movie. Gosling was in this movie. Donald Faison was in this movie. Ryan Hurst, a.k.a. Opie from Sons of Anarchy, was in this movie. Young Hayne Panettiere was in this movie. Yeah, a lot of people were in this movie. Denzel's amazing in this movie. He's so freaking good in this movie as Coach Herman Boone. My dad watches this movie all the time. I think this is my dad's favorite like Denzel movie, to be quite honest. My dad's a big sports guy, so like that's why. It is a very good movie. Like, I agree that it's a great movie. It's my friend's favorite Denzel film too. So like it's really like a really good movie. Denzel's great in the movie, and he always says guarantee in this movie. So you know that, like, in every movie he's like this, I guarantee that you will do this or you will do that or whatever.
I guarantee you will be remembered as Titans. No, you know what's really funny is like this was my first Denzel movie.
Same.
I remember specifically. I was 10 years old when it came out, and I was like the prime like age to watch it, and I watched that movie over and over again. I still have the VHS of it, and it's probably worn out to shit. But that was my first Denzel exposure, and I mean, once again, just like boxing movies, I love football movies. I have a lot of football-based movies in my collection. I have a huge soft spot for sports movies. Like, it's incredible. So,
well, you do live in Texas, so there's a lot of football. You have to be a football fan if you live in Texas.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not one of those guys that like watches the NFL or baseball, hockey, basketball on a regular basis. But like, if it's on, if I'm like at someone's house or wherever, I don't mind. But yeah, I did come from a football town, so this movie was kind of pretty much depicting like what it was like growing up in a football-driven like education system. So, and plus, like, once again, this one is about race, and Denzel is very prone to that because like that's another trend that he usually does. So, but it was very important though. So, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Oh, I love the next movie that we're going to talk about. The next movie is.
You'll never see the light, and who the fuck you think you fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. Train Day. I fucking love Train Day. Antoine Fuqua directed the movie. Ethan Hawke co-stars in it. My boy Ethan Hawke. Amanda would have loved to have been on this episode just to talk about Ethan Hawke because she loves Ethan Hawke. So.
I love the Hawk.
Sorry, Amanda. Blech. Blech. Okay, Training Day. He plays Detective Alonzo Harris. He is so incredible in this movie. He won the Oscar for this movie, the Best Actor Oscar. And people say, "Oh no, he shouldn't have won the Oscar." I'll deal with it, okay? Listen. Russell Crowe would have won for A Beautiful Mind, but if he didn't do the controversial stuff, maybe he would have won. Blech. Okay. No, but this to me is my favorite Denzel movie. This is my favorite Denzel performance. I could watch Train Day over and over again. I know people say it's like a slow movie. I think it's a very fast-paced movie. And honestly, first time I watched it, I'm like, yeah, it's slow, but actually, it works for the pace works for the movie. My favorite scene in this movie, other than that King Kong scene, is the scene in the alley where Jake, Ethan Hawke's character, beats up those two rapists, and then Alonzo comes in and he just stands there, and he's like, "Do you want to go to jail or you want to go home?" Like, I just love that line so much, and when Jake says it to him later on in the movie, like, it's so freaking good. Like, this is truly a different performance for Denzel, but it just works so well, and his chemistry with Ethan Hawke is fantastic, and this is also Antoine Fuqua's best movie in my opinion. So yeah, that's it. I could go on forever about Training Day, and I love it. It's my favorite Denzel movie, my favorite Denzel performance.
My nigga.
Oh shit!
As a white guy, I'm allowed to say it once. And plus, it's a movie quote. It's a movie podcast, so it's okay. Yeah, no, it's a good movie. I think I saw it on TV. I think that's how I was exposed to it. What's really funny is like. David Ayer, wrote this, and like he's really been kind of coming to his own now by doing a lot of movies in the past 5 years that haven't really been doing well, and he still holds like that training day card on his name. It's like from the writer Training Day. It was like that was 14 years ago. You can't be using that as your credit anymore because you're starting to slip. But yeah, it's a good, solid, suspenseful crime drama. It's great.
Yeah, and like how it takes place in all one day, like it's really impressive. And Ethan Hawke actually was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, so good job, Ethan Hawke. First Oscar nomination for him. Yeah, this movie made me not want to be a cop in LA, so I don't want to become a knack. I don't want to become a knack. So yeah, a great movie, highly recommended to Denzel fans out there. The next movie, John Q. Came out in 2002, co-starred Robert Duvall, James Woods, Anne Heck, Ray Liotta, and Kevin Connolly, a.k.a. E from Entourage. Entourage comes out on June 3rd. Couldn't be more excited. This movie's actually not well received by the critics, but audience members seem to really like it. My dad really, really likes this movie a lot, and he always tells me to watch it. I did watch some of it. I haven't watched all of it yet, but I like what I see so far. But I wouldn't say it's like his best movie or his worst movie either. I don't really think Denzel has a terrible movie, at least that I've seen. So I can't really say that he has a terrible movie. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's not like the one movie that people remember him from a lot, but I mean, it is a very emotionally driven movie. I mean, hell, it's about him trying to save his son. So, I mean, it's got those elements there. And the director, Nick Cassavetes, he directed Alpha Dog, The Notebook. So he's done some. He's got like the weirdest resume. He did My Sister's Keeper and The Other Woman. And it's like, dear Lord, what the hell is this? Yeah, it's just one of those movies. It's like, you know, if it's on, you get nothing else better to do, and you want some John Q, some Q, you want some Q action, then there you go. There's your movie.
I can't believe he directed The Other Woman. Ugh.
Right?
Oh my god. The Notebook, meh. The Notebook's meh. But whatever. I don't want to talk about Nicholas Sparks right now. I can't. Okay.
Nicholas Sparks. What a guy. What a cool guy.
Oh, I'm really excited to talk about this next movie. The next film is Antoine Fisher. Antoine, come here, boy. Come here. Give me a kiss.
Wow, that's pretty good. Wow, look at you.
That's the big black woman. So like that's how she talks.
You.
Okay, so this film is directed by Denzel himself. It's written by
Antoine Fisher.
Yeah, it's written by the real Antoine Fisher, and Derek Luke stars as Antoine Fisher. This movie is fantastic. This is a very underrated Denzel movie. Denzel, first of all, directing-wise, he did a great job with this movie. His performance, great, but Derek Luke was incredible as Antoine Fisher. Script, fantastic. I mean, the story of Antoine Fisher is so brilliant. This is another movie it's not exactly a movie that seems to be rewatchable, but I could watch this movie anytime I want, honestly. I love movies. I love biographical dramas so much. And he really knocks this movie out of the park, directing and acting wise. Denzel, like, he does great in this movie, but it's really Derek Luke's film. But Denzel is great as like his therapist and then turned friend. Like, he really shines in this movie as the director, and then Derek Luke's performance is amazing. I highly recommend Antoine Fisher if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one, but I mean, I'm curious to see how Denzel did in his directorial debut. So yeah, I'll check it out. It's Antoine Fisher, a young Navy man, is forced to see a psychiatrist after a violent outburst against a fellow crewman. During the course of his treatment, a painful past is revealed and a new hope begins. That sounds pretty cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's a great story. Truly great story. The next film is Out of Time. Out of Time, fool! With him and Eva Mendes. Oh my god, Eva Mendes. Nicolas Cage, you lucky motherfucker for making out with her in Ghost Rider. Okay. I have not seen this movie. People say this movie's okay, and actually it has a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the critic consensus is a fun and stylish thriller if you could get past the contrivance. Wow, I can't talk tonight. But yeah, it sounds cool, I guess.
Oh my god. A Florida police chief must solve a vicious double homicide before he himself falls under suspicion. So it's mixing his cop stereotype and the homicide stereotype together forever. They're going to have a nice little marriage and create this movie. Oh, man. Yeah, if you look at the poster for it, it looks like something that 1994 like pooped out of its butthole, and it was like, here you go. I don't think I saw this one. And Eva Mendes does not age. There you go. That's all I can gather from all this. It's directed by Carl Franklin, and if I didn't know what he did as a profession, he sounds like he'd be like the coolest like saxophone player at like an underground club somewhere. Yo, it's Carl Franklin on that phone over there. Look at over there. So, yeah. That's all I got.
The next movie is Man on Fire. Man on Fire! It does a Man on Fire!
Hey, look over there. There's a man on fire. That's cool.
I love the poster for this movie. The film is actually directed by Tony Scott. It stars him and Dakota Fanning, a young Dakota Fanning. The film was written by Bryan. I hope I pronounced that name right. He wrote L.A. Confidential and Mystic River, and he recently directed 42. It sounds like a cool movie. I tried to find this movie, but I couldn't find it anywhere, and I really wanted to watch it because, like I said before, I'm a big Tony Scott fan, so, like, I really wanted to watch this movie so bad. And Dakota Fanning was such a talented child actress. I recently watched War of the Worlds again. Holy fuck, she's so freaking good in that movie. Like, man, she's so good. But I do love the poster. There's a fire. There's like a big fire behind Denzel. Denzel's wearing his slick sunglasses, and then he has his arm out in front of Dakota Fanning, who has a teddy bear in her hands. And yeah, that's a cool poster.
Yeah. This one, I don't think I've seen either. You know, it's weird. Like I said, it's weird. Like I like Denzel as an actor. I just haven't seen that much from him. I've seen a lot of later stuff and some of the older stuff, but like for the most part, it's kind of like I just enjoy him whenever he's on. But yeah, in Mexico City, a former assassin swears vengeance on those who committed an unspeakable act against the family who he was hired to protect. It sounds cool. And plus, you know, Tony Scott, I'm all over that. And then Christopher Walken, Dakota Fanning. Where the fuck did you go? Like, your sister's doing more. Like, seriously, this is the only movie she's known for, and then she died off the face of the planet. Like, what the hell happened? Whoa. Jennifer Lopez's ex, 2 exes ago, Mark Anthony, that's hilarious, is in this movie. Wow. That's really random.
Wow.
Brian, are you gonna die? Are you okay?
I hope I'm gonna live, but yeah, let's move on. The next movie, The Manchurian Candidate, directed by Jonathan Demme, the guy who directed Philadelphia with Denzel. Co-stars Liev Schreiber, John Voight, and I always have to do this every time we bring up this woman's name, Meryl Mother Freaking Beautiful Still Streep.
Okay, Brian. Now, if you do that, you're going to cough even more. That is your fault on that one.
I don't care. I always have to do that every time I bring up that woman. Okay. I did watch this movie 2 days ago. I watched it. Pretty good movie. Really good movie. Really fascinating movie. Not as good as Philadelphia, but still a really good movie. Denzel, great in the movie. John Voight, really good. Liev Schreiber, good. And Meryl Streep. She's Meryl Streep. She could play a pig lying down in shit, and she would still be great. No matter what, and then she would probably win an Oscar for that. Literally. And if she voices a red M&M, she'll win an Oscar.
I'm not gonna lie, that would probably be the sexiest M&M in commercial history. I would totally want to rip off that candy shell and go to town on that chocolate body. But no, you know what's really, like, I don't really care about this one. Like, I never saw it, so I kind of sound dumb for saying it, but I like the original better. Like, the 2 movies I remember specifically from U.S. government in high school, and they were excellent movies, was the original Manchurian Candidate and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Those were the 2 movies I remember from school because I really liked them. So I'm just more prone to the original because I haven't seen this one, but it just, I don't know. I like the old one a lot, so there's really no need for me to see this. So, but yeah, Jonathan Demme, like, he's made some great movies, so I'll check it out. Not really, but I mean, if it's there, not really. I
might. The next movie.
Brian, have you seen the original?
I have not.
It's pretty good.
I'm sure it is. It has Frank Sinatra. I just looked it up. It has Frank Sinatra, so. I want to be a part of it, New York, New York. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Brian has actually time traveled from the 30s and 40s, and he is now living in today's time. What the fuck are you doing here? We need to go kill him. We don't like change. This is all weird. He's from a different era. I can't accept this.
Look me a lady tonight.
No, I'm convinced he's from a different decade. We gotta do something about this, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't say any more songs. I forgot another song. Oh well. Okay. The next movie is Inside Man. Inside Man. You're an inside man going inside the house. Spike Lee directed this
Wow,
movie.
you sound like a Hollywood producer pitching a shitty movie that goes direct to DVD. That sounds really good.
Thanks. Spike Lee did direct this movie. This was the last time they worked together. This came out in 2006. Clive Owen co-stars in it. Jodie Foster, Christopher Plummer, William Dafoe, and should we tell Edgy Forth? My name is Solomon Northup. I'm a free man. I saw this movie a few days ago too. Really interesting movie. Really fascinating movie. This might be the last great Spike Lee movie, or really good Spike Lee movie. Because I haven't really, I mean, like Oldboy, yeah, I think that might be the last movie that he directed and the last movie of his that I watched. So, yeah, very good movie. Not great, but it has a very high rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It has like an 86. Ron Howard was originally supposed to direct, but after stepping down, his imagined partner Bryan Grazer began looking for a new director to helm the project, and then they picked Spike Lee. So, it's a cool movie.
Yeah, you're right. It's a very entertaining movie. It's not something that you remember, but it's damn entertaining for sure. And once again, this was one of the earlier Spike Lee movies I was introduced to first. It's just a great entertaining movie. I like because the synopsis reads: it's a police detective, a bank robber, and a high-powered broker enter high-stakes negotiations after the criminal's brilliant heist spirals into a hostage situation. So it's really cool. It's a really cool hostage movie. I enjoy it. I really like it. It's really, really fun. So that's all I gotta say about that. Willem Dafoe. Oh man,
that motherfucker. Oh wait a minute. Now you could say he's back or whatever. I'm thinking I'm back because they did John Wick together. So
yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Listen, when you watch that trailer and that moment comes, you're just like, you know what, Keanu? I agree with you. You are back, sir. You are back. Come into our lives once again.
Listen, we'll definitely do a Keanu Reeves episode if Amanda's cool with that. I don't even know if Amanda cares for Keanu Reeves. If she doesn't, then she is crazy. Ba. I'm sorry, Amanda, if you listen to that.
Wow, you're just bashing on your co-host. Like, wow. I really apologize for his behavior. Like, seriously, like, I can't... Listen, ladies and gentlemen that are listening to this episode right now, I can't compete with a beautiful, intelligent woman like Amanda, so you're stuck with me. So, I'm on Amanda's side, but it seems like Bryan's just, like, taking a bunch of stabs at her, and it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, you two are supposed to be buddies. Just, wow. What's going on over there? I'm a little confused about everything.
So because she doesn't like Sideways, that's why I'm mad. She doesn't like Sideways, so bashing her for disliking my movie Sideways.
Love you, Amanda.
Wait, what does she always say? Oh yeah, love you, bye. That's what she says at the end of every freaking episode.
Yeah, but that's her signature thing.
Well, I don't have a signature thing.
You need to have a fucking signature thing. That's your fault.
Because there's nothing to say. I just say peace, and then she's like, love you, bye. So...
You're the fucking co-host of the show, Bryan. You're supposed to have a closing statement. That's how you're supposed to do a podcast. It's the way it always works.
Fine. I'll have a closing statement in time. One last call for alcohol. Let's go to the next movie. Deja Vu. Like the thing I just said, it was Deja Vu. Closing time, one last call for alcohol. Tony Scott directed this movie again. Of course, Jerry Bruckheimer produced it like he does with everything. Paul Pants in this movie. Oh my god. That fucking beautiful woman. Oh my god. Oh, I was just watching Two Guns recently. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you're still listening, I forgot that Denzel Washington was in Two Guns, and you know who else is in Two Guns? Yeah, I'm gonna do that when that movie comes up. So
yes,
I'm excited.
Yes, I'm so excited. Deja Vu co-stars Jim Caviezel, Val Kilmer, Adam Goldberg, Bruce Greenwood, and Matt Craven. I did not see this movie. Mixed reviews it got from critics. The film was nominated for 5 awards and won the Golden Reel Award. I almost thought it said the Razzie Award, but I'm like, Razzie Award? For a Tony Scott film? Really? Come on.
I mean, like, I remember watching it, and, it's entertaining, but it's kind of like one of those movies where, like, you don't really remember it. Like, I remember, like, the concept of a deja vu type situation is really cool, because you're basically, like, It's like a thriller version of Groundhog Day. So I mean, like it's interesting, it's entertaining, but it's not something like ooh you remember. It's actually co-written by one of the writers of all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So there you go. That's probably why it sucked.
Hey, don't mock Pirates of the Caribbean. Don't mock that stuff. No, you can
can't,
only mock
you can't
part
mock
4.
a movie that's directed by someone named Gore. Gore fucking Verbinski.
Hey, he directed
like,
he directed The Rain, and he directed Snatch. So
I know. No, he's got a really. And he actually. I will go on record on saying this, and everyone, you can fucking hate comment me all you want. I'm gonna say it right here on air. Gore Verbinski, the director of the remake, like the American remake of The Ring, is better than the Japanese version. I have seen the Japanese version, but I will also counteract that and say the Japanese version of The Grudge is better than the American version. So it goes both ways. But as far as I'm concerned, what Gore Verbinski did, I thought was better than the Japanese one of The Ring. So you can shoot me now, you crazy bastards. So
well, I haven't seen the Japanese Rain, so I can't comment on that. Okay, let's go to the next movie. Next movie, American Gangster. Ridley Scott directed this. Russell Crowe, Denzel, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Cuba Gooding Jr., Josh Brolin, John Ortiz, John Hawkes, RZA, and Ruby Dee. This is a fucking awesome film. This is hands down, in my opinion, people are gonna hate me for saying this. This is my favorite Ridley Scott movie. This is my favorite Ridley Scott movie. I love American Gangster so much. I didn't put a quote from the movie. I didn't get a chance to rewatch the movie again. I haven't seen it in like 6 months, so I don't really remember all the quotes from it. But I love this movie so much. The script is excellent. Ridley Scott's direction is so perfect. In my opinion, this is the last great movie that Ridley Scott directed, because his last few movies haven't been so great. Oh, Prometheus. I liked Prometheus, so I mean that was a good movie to me at least.
I love Prometheus. So everyone that hates it, I don't understand your hate. Thank you. Continue, Brian.
There are people that like The Counselor, not Prometheus. How could
fuck The Counselor?
Fuck,
I
know. If I ever do a Ridley Scott episode, I'm gonna bash the living crap out of that piece of shit. I fucking hate that movie.
Anyways,
let's go back to American Gangster. American Gangster, love this movie. Russell Crowe and Denzel are both excellent in the movie. Denzel, excellent as Frank Lucas. Actually, no, I think his name was changed in this movie. I don't remember, actually. I really don't remember. No, it was Frank Lucas. It was the same name. Great performance from Denzel. Russell Crowe, too, fantastic in the movie. I mean, I love this movie. I hate Josh Brolin's character. I want to kill that guy. The first time I saw him on screen, I'm like, fuck you. I want to kill you. If I had a gun right now, I would probably shoot you in the fucking head. I mean, when you guys see the movie, you'll understand why I just want to kill Josh Brolin's character. But yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie. Very much recommended to you guys, especially if you're a Ridley Scott fan. If you have not seen a great Ridley Scott film in a long time, like even if you think Prometheus is a great movie, watch something much different from what he usually does, because this is something different for him, and he nailed it perfectly, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's a great gangster movie, and that's another thing I am very soft for, because Goodfellas was one of I think the very first gangster movie I ever saw, and I just love that genre. So yeah, no, American Gangster is a very good one. It's got like one of the best cast ever. It's like Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Josh Brolin, John Hawkes, RZA, Carla Gugino. Like it's a great cast. So, like I think it was Brian. Look it up real fast while I keep talking about it. Look up how much it made. As far as I'm concerned, like I don't think it did that well in the box office, but it's kind of like what you and I share, where it's like it's a great film. We have the cult following for it, but like I don't think it did well. Like, do you have the numbers on it?
I'm looking right now. Do you mean worldwide or in the U.S.?
Both. And what was the budget?
Budget was budget was $100 million.
Wow.
Here in the U.S., the total gross, I believe, it says $130 million. Total worldwide was up here. It's up here. Total worldwide $266.5 million.
Wait, what was the number again?
For what, worldwide?
Yeah, worldwide.
$266.5 million.
Okay, so it made about roughly 50, 60 million profit, so that's not bad. I just remember no one talking about this movie, though. Like, 'cause this movie came out when I was a junior in high school, borderline senior, so, like, I remember it coming out, but no one ever talked about it. But it is one of those movies that, if you like gangster movies, you like yourself the D. Washington and the R. Crow, you're good to go. Like, this is it. This is your movie right here. So, yeah.
To me, like I said, it's my favorite Ridley Scott movie. Nothing against Alien. People always say, "Oh, Alien's his best movie and everything." Alien's great and everything, but American Gangster to me is much better. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, let's go to the next movie. The Great Debaters, another movie directed by Denzel. The only other movie that Denzel directed, co-starred him and Forrest Whitaker. I actually really want to see this movie. It's a period drama film. I love period pieces. When they're like this, not when they're like costume dramas and everything, like Shakespeare movies, so that's not really my shit. I hear this movie's excellent. Like, I hear it's a great movie, and I really hope to see it when I can. I couldn't find it on Netflix. I couldn't find it, like, on Amazon Prime. I couldn't find it anywhere, and I really hope to see it as soon as I can.
Yeah, I didn't see this one, but I'm really fascinated on, like, debate movies, just because you realize that, like, all it is people talking, arguing their points. But it could be the most intriguing, like, suspenseful thing to watch on film is having two people argue about something. And so, I think with that in mind, I kind of want to see it. But yeah, if you're like in historical movies based on real life events, and you like debate movies, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, let's go to the next movie. The next movie, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the remake of the classic film from 1974. I actually haven't seen, I actually only saw the original. I haven't seen this one yet. I hear this one's actually really good. Like, people say this is one of those few remakes that's actually really good. People say, oh, it's not as good as the original, but it's still very good and very enjoyable. And if you look at the poster, both him and, John Travolta have goatees, so that's pretty cool. And Tony Scott directed it. Bryan wrote it, so that's cool. John Travolta, woo-wee, I'm good looking. Oh,
no,
God,
Bryan,
that was a terrible
that's not
impression.
how you do it.
Listen, my voice is like, all right, then you do it.
Oh, wee, you good looking. Yacht. That's the John Travolta song.
Sandy. Oh crap!
Yeah, no, it's a pretty fun movie. It's kind of like oh shit, what was the one we were just talking about where it was like, oh, Deja Vu, where it's kind of like it happens. It's a movie that just kind of comes and goes, and it's not anything that's memorable, but as you're watching it, it's an entertaining little, hostage movie. Once again, hostage. There's another one. It's not. Yeah, if you had to pick a hostage movie for Denzel, it would definitely be Inside Man. But this one's entertaining for what it is. It's not anything spectacular, but as we get up higher on the list, Denzel will also be in another train movie directed by the Scott. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, but listen. I tried to do a John Travolta impression. My voice just cracked, so I couldn't do it. Sandy. Okay, that was a terrible one too. Okay, the next movie, The Book of Eli. Eli, go to the book. I don't know why I just did an oral impression. Okay, this film was directed by the Hughes brothers. Alan and Albert. Okay, that's a interesting combination. The film co-stars Gary Oldman, Mila Kunis. Oh God, Mila Kunis and Ray Stevenson. This was a January movie, and surprisingly, it was actually not too bad for a movie that came out in January. Not one that's memorable or anything, but Denzel is very good in the movie. There's someone, Gary Oldman. I liked him in the movie. I really liked Mila Kunis in the movie, and my gosh, she is so fucking beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's an alright movie. It's nothing great, but it's cool to post-apocalyptic neo-western and action film. That's like a great mix of all those genres. It's a really interesting combination. It's a good movie, nothing great, but quite entertaining for what it is.
No, what's really funny is like when you hear January, it's like, oh, it's the dumping ground for movies. But this one actually surprised me. I actually really liked it. And listen, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's kind of hard to word this. I'm not a huge fan of a certain type of movies that start with the letter R. But, this one was okay with me. I like post-apocalyptic movies, and I think with adding that aspect in it, I'm okay with it. Like, it actually kind of shocked me.
Yeah. Okay, guys, there was a little situation that happened where my internet went down and everything just went fiasco. It was all fiasco and shit. It felt like World War II, so, yeah, I was very pissed off. And now the internet's working, but hopefully it'll work for the remainder of this episode, because if it stops working after we complete it, then that would be great. So, okay, so let's get into our next movie, Unstoppable, directed by Tony Scott, the last film directed by Tony Scott, actually. Denzel and Chris Pine. Train movie, crazy movie, really interesting movie, obviously we didn't know that this was going to be his last movie. No one knew this was going to be his last movie, but for his last for his last movie, pretty good final film. Denzel and Chris Pine worked very well together, and Rosario Dawson, I believe, was in this movie. I think she was. I'm not entirely sure. I think she was. And he plays a character named Frank in this movie. What a surprise. He plays a character named Frank in, like, every single movie he's in. Yeah, Rosario Dawson was in this movie. Good movie. Good, entertaining movie. Fun movie. Very well directed. And it was nominated for Best Sound Editing at the Oscars. It had really good sound editing. I have to agree with that. So, yeah, it was a good movie. Entertaining. Good final film from Tony Scott.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's basically Speed on a train. It's Speed Train. Basically a shitty title from probably the 70s. No, it's basically like, if you like the movie Speed, it's on a train. I don't know what's more terrifying. This isn't as terrifying because it's on a track, so like where the track's gonna go. Versus like if you're on the highway in a car or a bus or whatever, you have no idea what's gonna happen. So. It's basically just Speed on a train. It's very entertaining for sure. And look at the poster. Look at Chris Pine's eyes, man. You can get lost in that blue silky pool. Look at that shit. Look at that. Because this was, it came out the same year as Star Trek. Star Trek came out in 2009. Sorry. So, but he was still kind of new to the scene still. So, he did an okay job.
Yeah, I agree. Chris Pine did a good job. Next movie, Safe House, with him and Ryan Reynolds, and other people, but it's just him and Ryan Reynolds. I remember seeing this in the theater. I think this might have been the first Denzel movie I saw in the theater. I saw Book of Eli on TV and Unstoppable on TV too, so I didn't see those movies in the theater. I really liked this movie a lot. I thought it was an underrated flick. It's nothing great or anything. Denzel and Ryan Reynolds actually worked really well together, and I thought Ryan Reynolds did a really good job in the movie. Denzel was creepy as shit in this movie. When he has the goatee and the very long hair, he looks like an old man, but then when he shaves it off, he looks like he's 38. So, good for him with that. And, it's a cool action thriller. The thing that stands out to me in the trailer was No Church in the Wild. I fucking love that song. Jay-Z and Kanye West, love that song. That's the only thing I really remember from the marketing. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's an interesting movie. It's not for everybody. I liked it very much. My dad liked it very much. It's a good, entertaining movie. It was a fun time for me, and yeah, that's it.
I did not see it. So you basically tried to sell me on it. But I'm looking at the cast list. Sam Shepard, Brendan Gleeson, Vera Farmiga, Ryan Reynolds, Denzel Washington, Robert Patrick, Joel Kinnaman. It's like, what the hell? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very interesting cast.
Vera Farmiga. If you're into really tall white guys, call me. But no, listen. Safe House. There's a reason why I skipped it. I didn't really like the trailer. That was an okay trailer. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, and then the movie came out the year after that kind of reminded me of it trailer-wise, and that was Dead Man Down with Colin Farrell, if you remember that movie.
I didn't see the movie, but the trailer was very
Yeah, it was kind of similar. I think Safe House is a better movie. I mean, Dead Man Down was okay personally, but yeah, that's really it. Next movie, Flight, directed by Robert Zemeckis, starring Denzel, Don Cheadle, Kelly Riley, John Goodman, Bruce Greenwood, and Melissa Leo. This movie is. I love Flight. I loved Flight so much. I saw this in the theater. I saw it with my dad and my sister. Oh my god, this movie just such an such a big impact on me. Loved Flight. It was Robert Zemeckis' return to live action, the first film he did live action wise since I believe Castaway. So like 12 years, like damn, because all he did was motion capture. Like he did Polar Express, Beowulf, and Christmas Carol. And then he comes back with this, and this is the perfect comeback for him. This was the perfect movie. Not obviously, it's not his best. To me, Back to the Future is his best. Some people could say Forrest Gump. Some people could say Castaway. I say Back to the Future. But this was a really solid Robert Zemeckis film. The script by John Gatiss, who was Oscar nominated for this movie, fantastic. Denzel, Oscar nominated for this movie, fantastic as an alcoholic. Pilot, oh my god. And the flight is not the first of all, the flight sequence in this movie is insane. So well done. I mean, when it goes upside down, holy shit balls. I almost pissed myself when I saw that, but it was so freaking cool. No, but this movie's really excellent. It's an excellent drama. Denzel is amazing in the movie. And, yeah, like, it's a very good movie. Really good movie.
Yeah, no, I really like it. And there's a lot of people that don't like it. I don't understand. It's a movie. Like the central theme is alcoholism. Like that's what it is, and you don't expect that either. It kind of just reveals itself at the end of the movie, and it's like, wow, like that's what the main message. A lot of people thought it was melodramatic and over the top, but I liked it a lot, and it was definitely one of those like nice fall surprises of 2012. So I buy it, man. I really like Flight.
Yeah, Flight was really, really freaking good. Such a good movie. In my opinion, it was underrated. I don't know why. Yeah, like I don't know why people disliked it. I mean, I understand people thought there was gonna be something different, but it turned out to be a great story. And like every time he was about to grab a drink, you're like, no, don't grab it, don't grab it. He grabbed it. Like it just it had me on the edge of my seat. Like especially during the last that trial sequence at the end of the movie. Holy shit, that scene was so friggin' intense.
Yeah.
Wow. Like truly, guys, Robert Zemeckis fans gotta watch this movie. And I'm really excited for this next movie, The Walk, which they actually played for a trailer during when I saw Tomorrowland today, like yesterday technically. So like, really excited for that movie. And yeah, Flight, check it out. Next movie, Two Guns, which we did talk about before, and Denzel and go ahead, Chase.
Hey, how you doing over there? It's Mark Wahlberg. Did you know I was in the movie with Denzel Washington? It was kind of cool. It's called Two Guns, which is also the nickname of my porno I shot with my wife. You know, so it's Two Guns. Go see it in theaters. I'm in Transformers 5. How you doing, Mark Wahlberg?
Oh god, I love it whenever people do Mark Wahlberg impressions. I mean, you gotta say take an interest in science. He probably said to Denzel, you gotta take an interest in science. And he's like, shut the fuck up. Like that's probably what Denzel said. Shut the fuck up. So okay. Two Guns, saw this in the theater. I actually saw it when I was in Florida, the state of Florida. And I remember I saw it it was a Wednesday morning. It was a beautiful theater at downtown Disney in Florida, not in California because I'm unfortunately too poor to go there. Anyway, I thought this movie was okay. Wasn't anything special, wasn't anything terrible. It was just okay. Denzel, I liked the chemistry between Denzel and Mark, and honestly, it was cool seeing them together on screen. I would love to see them do another movie together. And as I said before, Paula Patton. Okay, there was a scene with the first scene, I think like this first or second scene with her. Wow. That one, ever since Mission Impossible 4, that woman has been on my top 5, like, most beautiful woman ever. Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous in this movie. The cast, too, in this movie, like, there's a lot of other good people. Bill Paxton's in it. Edward James Olmos is in it, and James Marsden. James Marsden to me was my least favorite thing about this movie, in my opinion. He was my least favorite thing about this movie, personally. So yeah, I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was okay.
I didn't see it, but it's really cool that it's based off of a graphic novel.
That I did not know. I didn't know that actually. I remember hearing something about that.
I hear Paula Patton gets topless.
Oh, she does, dude. That's the scene I'm talking about. Oh my god! She should have done that in Mission Impossible 4, but unfortunately she couldn't because that movie was rated PG-13.
I'm really glad that I bought that huge bottle of hand lotion this weekend. No, like I heard what people said about like what you said. It's like it was okay. It was entertaining. I mean, sure.
Yeah, let's go to the next movie. And the last movie that he did was The Equalizer, directed by Antoine Fuqua, his Training Day director. My nigga. Okay, so, Denzel, the star in the movie, Chloe Grace Moretz co-stars in it, Bill Pullman, and Melissa Leo. Nice. People were actually, like, giving this movie very positive reviews. Like, it had a lot of highly positive reviews when it premiered at TIFF, and then 3 weeks later it came out in the US. I didn't review it actually because when I saw it, I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it on Blu-ray. I missed it in the theater, and I really wanted to see it because, like I said, Training Day was so freaking good. I would have loved to see what the next film that he and Fuqua did together. So, I liked the movie. Didn't love it. Denzel, great job in the movie. Complete badass in the movie. I even though I think someone told me that this is like Denzel Washington's Taken. I could see that, but it's really nothing like Taken. So I mean, like, yeah, it's different for him because this is like a more actiony thriller. Like, he doesn't usually do films like The Equalizer. Yeah, he's done some action thrillers, but not like The Equalizer. The Equalizer is a little different from those kinds of movies. I still recommend it. I wasn't as great as I wish it was because I actually really liked the trailer a lot. So, yeah, and it was based on a very popular TV show. And I believe, and this is a fun fact, I believe in The Wolf of Wall Street, if you remember, the first scene with Rob Reiner's character, and he screams, "Who the fuck is the goddamn decency to call on a Tuesday night?" Like, I think that he and his wife were watching this show. That's what I remember. I remember reading something about that when I was researching the film. So, yeah, that's just a little fun fact. We'll probably talk about Wolf of Wall Street when we do a Martin Scorsese episode in the future. Minor spoiler. Okay, yeah, the movie's good. Not great. Just good.
I didn't see it.
Damn.
I told you, like, like, seriously, Flight, Unstoppable, The Book of Eli, Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, American Gangster, Deja Vu, Inside Man, like, those were the last, like, ones I physically saw, like, in a theater or, like, remember seeing all the way through. So, I mean, I remember seeing, like, John Q, like, bits and pieces, and I remember seeing Training Day, so I guess and Remember the Titans, so, but yeah, I guess Flight was my last theater one, so, yeah, I didn't see The Equalizer or Two Guns, which is weird.
Alright. Okay, so guys, that is the end of our Denzel Washington episode. There was this, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. There's this kid in my, school who does, like, the best, like, he does, like, the best impression of a black person. Oh my god, I wish he was here to, like, do it. He does, like, like, he does it so freaking good. Like, I just wish I recorded him saying that. Like, oh my god, it was so freaking good. But yeah, that's the end of our Denzel episode. So, generally, Amanda would announce who our next person is going to be, but this time I'll announce it. Like I said, every episode's going to be every 2 weeks. So when we come back, it'll be June 6th. And that'll be the day of my SATs. Oh boy. Oh god. Okay, so our next episode will... episode 7 will be the films of Mr. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's our next episode. This was Amanda's. Amanda really wanted to do Johnny Depp, and I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Johnny Depp's cool and everything. So, yeah, I'm really excited to talk about Johnny Depp. I can't wait to bash the living crap out of some of his movies and praise the living crap out of some of his movies. And I'm so excited to talk about his new film coming out, Black Mass. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Man, wow, Johnny Depp, that's really cool. So, Bryan, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What'd you put in this goddamn steak? It's ridiculous. What'd you put in it?
It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a family recipe.
No. Tell me. Come on. Just tell me.
Soy sauce and a little bit of stuff.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
I thought you said it was a family secret. God, that fucking trailer, man. Oh.
Did you see the new one? They've made another trailer that was like that. Oh my god, it was so good.
I'll watch it as soon as we get done with this.
Yes. So excited. Yeah, but guys, thank you for listening to the podcast. Obviously, it's great to have Chase be the guest / co-host of this episode. Maybe he'll come back for the Johnny Depp episode, and maybe we'll have another guest. Amanda will definitely be back, hopefully, for the Johnny Depp episode. If she's not, then that'll be sad, because, you know, she loves, Johnny Depp's like her favorite actor. Her second favorite actor, actually, behind Mr. Marlon Brando, so, oh yeah, she's begging me to do a Marlon Brando episode. I've only seen 3 of his movies, so, I can't do Marlon. Do you not know how many films of his I have to watch? I have to watch like 25 of his films. I can't do that shit.
A lot.
I can't do that shit. I've only seen Godfather, Superman, and A Streetcar Named Desire. That's it. That's all I've seen. But yeah, I'll watch as many Marlon Brando films as I can. But seriously, guys, yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode. Chase, tell the people where they can find you on the Twitter and the Facebook or TubeU or whatever the fuck they call it.
Well, actually, that's my line because I'm the old bag. So, like, is that what the kids are calling it nowadays? You know, where's my walker? If you guys want to tweet at me some random stupid shit, it's at Real Chase Lee. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel while you're, like, sitting on the toilet and you need something to do, then, you know, you can do that. Just type in Real Chase Lee. Boom. You'll find my shit. I'm also on We Live Film. You know, I do stuff on there. Make a lot of dick jokes. And the creator of the channel still allows me to be on there. Let's see. That's about it. I also have a podcast, Real Me and Cole Podcast. Boom. You can just type that in, you'll find it. Guys, I'm everywhere. If you want to see me and my face and what I look like, then go find me. I'll be there.
And he will kill you.
No, Bryan will though.
Fine, whatever.
Fine, I'll do that.
Okay.
No, Bryan, thank you for having me on. And listen,
no problem.
I can't replace Amanda because, guys, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm not an attractive woman. I'm like a 12-year-old little boy that still wears button-up T-shirts. So, you know, I can't replace Amanda. But Bryan, did I do okay? Did I do?
Yes,
okay?
you did very good. I mean, except for the fact that it just froze and just disconnected. Like, oh my god, you guys! If there was a video, you would have seen how pissed the f off I was. Like, holy crap, I was pissed. I almost threw the computer. I almost broke this nice computer that cost $1,500. So, yeah. Yep. Okay, so that is it. Since Amanda would say love you, bye. I'm just gonna say this. Closing time, one last call for alcohol. Seriously, guys, come down to the bar and get some alcohol, and then go back to the car, and then you could go to the park, and yeah, that's it. Go far away.
Okay, well, before we go, because I haven't done this in front of you ever since I've known you. So you're from that area.
No, I'm not from Boston. I'm not from Boston.
Give me your best Jersey.
I can't. New Jersey. I can't do a Jersey accent.
Hey, what are you doing over there? You over there near my car? You over there pissing on my car? You fuck. You geriatric fuck. I mean, you know, like, I probably wouldn't last 2 seconds in the Northeast, so I probably
wouldn't last in Texas. I don't even know how much I would survive in Texas.
Oh, okay, tough.
Not because of you. Not because of you. It's not you.
What's the stereotype of Texans?
I don't stereotype Texas people at all.
Oh, of course
I don't know
not.
people. Well,
So
I mean, there's this kid in my grade who loves like country music so much, and he wants to go to Texas and go to like saloons and stuff. So like, yeah, I don't even know why I just said that. If he listens to this, he'll probably kill me. So no, I'm kidding. He wouldn't kill me. He's like one of my best friends, so he wouldn't do that. But I'm serious. That's probably what would happen. He would probably go to Texas and find a saloon, and then he would sing some Toby Keith or Luke Bryan or something.
Oh, okay. I see how it's. Oh, okay. So we're gonna have a little nation war right here. So apparently, Bryan thinks I have a bunch of saloons everywhere, and we just all.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that. It's my friend that thinks that.
We go into saloons with like a piece of wheat in our mouth, and we're just like, man, we're a bunch of badasses drinking Keystone Light and whatever. Like, you know, I think he's right. I did see a tumbleweed the other day, and it was really interesting. Never seen it before. My impression of people from Jersey, New York, and that area is that they eat thin sliced pizza all day, every day. They walk outside and they start yelling at people in coffee shops. I can just assume that. So
that's what New Yorkers do. That's not what me. That's not what we Jersey boys do.
Oh, I'm so. Oh, you guys are known for the Jersey Shore.
Oh, please don't bring that up. That ruined our reputation. That ruined our state's reputation. And the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
No, of course not.
That fucking show. Like, gee,
The
there
only,
we go.
the only Boston thing I can do is like, you got wicked car.
Yeah, get in the fucking car. Get in the fucking car.
That wicked car over there.
No, I was watching The Departed the other night, and I just couldn't. Every time, all those people saying car and stuff, like fucking DiCaprio saying a scotch or a handgun, I just couldn't. When actors that don't have Boston accents do a Boston accent, I think Denzel actually had a Boston accent in The Equalizer, to bring that up. But like, yeah, I don't even know why we're still recording this shit. So like, yeah, we gotta sign this off.
You're the one that has to hit. It's not me.
So yeah, okay, we're gonna end this. So yeah, closing time. One last call for alcohol. Peace. Chase, say something. I don't care.
Peace, you crazy a-holes.
Peace.